The big news today, alleged conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar has fired his second letter in less than a week, making more serious allegations this time against the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. In his second letter bomb, Sukesh not only repeats his claim of paying the Aam Aadmi Party rupees 50 crore for a Rajya Sabha seat, but he says that the Delhi Chief Minister also attended a party hosted by him in the year 2016. He also says that he'll submit evidence of all the transactions as well as his conversations with leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party.
The letter is a detailed letter stating the state of affairs and relationship between Sukesh Chandrasekhar and Aam Party, and in fact giving details. Each and every intricate detail is mentioned on how he had met the officials, how they had attended his dinner parties, and how now they are doing a complete U-turn and calling him a Mahathag. The letter sums all these issues in detail.
Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party has stepped in and has demanded answers from the AAP and in particular the convener of the party himself, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, on the serious allegations levelled by Mr. Chandrasekhar, who is now in jail.
किस तरह से 50 करोड़ रुपए ठग से लेते हैं महाठग अरविंद केजरीवाल, और ऐसे व्यक्तियों को जिन पे कई क्रिमिनल मुकदमे चल रहे हैं उनको राज्यसभा भेजने की बात करते हैं। आज पुनः इस चिट्ठी में यह बात सामने आ गई है। 3 लोगों का रोल इसमें स्पष्ट हो जाता है। पहला है महाठग, किंग पिन, सरगना जो है अरविंद केजरीवाल। उनका जो रिश्ता है ठगों से वो ऐसा है कि 2 जिस्म एक जान।
Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has hit back strongly at the allegations levelled by Mr. Chandrasekhar as well as the latching on to those allegations by the BJP, and is questioning why these accusations have now been made just days ahead of the Gujarat elections, where both parties are now preparing to give each other a tough fight.
उस महाठग के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी का क्या गठबंधन है भाई, बताना चाहिए। उसी महाठग ने अमित शाह के नाम पे फ्रॉड किया, आपको पता है ना? तो उस बात की सच्चाई को मानते हुए अमित शाह से पूछताछ शुरू कर दी जाए। अगर उस महाठग की बातें इतनी सच्ची हैं तो अमित शाह के नाम पर उसने जो फ्रॉड किया है उसको सच मान लो। सैकड़ों करोड़ के महाठग का सहारा भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लेना पड़ रहा है। इतनी दयनीय दशा में भारतीय जनता पार्टी पहुंच गई है।
Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, says that Kattar Imandar is now the most corrupt. He made this allegation during the course of his speech while on the campaign trail in Himachal Pradesh.
ये लोग खुद को कट्टर ईमानदार कहते हैं, लेकिन सबसे बड़े भ्रष्टाचारी यही होते हैं। ये लोग समाज को तोड़ने के लिए, देश की एकता को तोड़ने के लिए साजिशें रचते हैं। हिमाचल को ऐसे हर स्वार्थी समूह से खुद को बचाकर रखना है, इनके खेल से खुद को बचाकर रखना है। आप देखिए साथियों, केंद्र में स्थिर सरकार बनी तो देश ने ऐसे ऐसे निर्णय लिए जिनका इंतजार देशवासियों को बरसों से था। जब केंद्र में स्थिर सरकार बनी तो भ्रष्टाचार और भ्रष्टाचारियों के खिलाफ निर्णायक लड़ाई शुरू हुई।
I'm being now joined by 2 guests on our show. Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, as well as Professor D.K. Giri, political analyst. Let me in fact go to Mr. Giri first and foremost. Direct allegations of corruption being levelled by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the campaign trail in Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Giri, what's your response?
Well, Prime Minister made a political criticism. It is a campaign time, so he is entitled to do that. They try to undermine the opponents. So I would, that's a part of the political game. But the debate is on this Conman statement. Your reporter himself is a conman. and BJP's desperation to scout for material against Aam Aadmi Party, go to jails and look for the under trials and the conmen and get their statement. What credence has these statements got? I'm really surprised that BJP would to really be so desperate. And their spokesperson telling the Chief Minister is Mahathag. I mean, that is really very bringing the standard down of a political discourse. I'm really upset. I must say that, whether it is BJP, I don't have anything to say about the Prime Minister as you started. Prime Minister is making a political statement, which is okay. He's not making a direct allegation. He's making a oblique criticism of his opponents. But look at the BJP spokesperson telling the 3 times elected Chief Minister Mahathag. Is this the language we should use? On the basis of a statement of a conman who is in the jail. I mean, I really find very appalling cynicism, and I'm really
so since you of course you've taken objection to the use of the word Mahathag there, but Mr. Giri, I need to counter you here and just ask you a simple question. The Chief Minister of Delhi, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, had once referred to the Honourable Prime Minister as a psychopath. Do you endorse that kind of language coming in from Mr. Kejriwal? This happened during some CBI raids that had taken place in the national capital.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't. Even that I don't approve. No. That's below my... I'm a student of politics. I'm a votary of democracy. That is not the language one should use against an elected Chief Minister. That is really letting down the people. They have been elected. Our Honorable Prime Minister is elected by the people. I may have hundreds of differences. I won't use that language.
So therefore, yeah,
nor would I endorse any bad language against a 3 times elected Chief Minister.
Right. So you're consistent there. You, of course, also condemn the remark made by Arvind Kejriwal when he had called the Prime Minister of India a psychopath about 5 years ago. Let me take this across to Charu Pragya ji.
Absolutely.
Yes, Ms. Pragya, the 2 counters that are coming from the Aam Aadmi Party, one, of course, is the fact that none of the allegations leveled against the likes of Mr. Sisodia, etc., stand proven so far. And secondly, why are you giving so much credibility to the claims made in jail by a man who's accused of conning people since the age of 18? Why give him so much credibility?
Siddharth, I'm going to take a second to appreciate Dr. Giri. I like his way of thinking, and that is where we need to get politically, all of us. Coming back to your question, I have very important questions to ask. First of all, every jail has CCTV cameras. So when the jail minister, Satyendar Jain, visits somebody who's convicted and in jail, and those pictures are public, I am not relying on a statement of any con man. I am relying on pictorial videographic evidences. When Arvind Kejriwal attends a party which is hosted by the same con man, I am again relying on pictorial and videographic evidences. So why don't they come up with an explanation which makes sense to a thinking citizen of this country? This party was chosen to power by talking about India against corruption. But the minute they came into power, they have proved that Kejriwal is pro-corruption because he's been siding with the corrupt very, very consistently. And that has not changed. So I can list n number of scams, but let's stay focused on this one. He has to answer why his minister was visiting somebody who's convicted. He has to also answer that when this said minister is behind bars for over 4 months, he has not taken any decision to suspend him, at least till investigations are over.
Right.
So these are, and why people are calling him a Mahathag is because Aam Aadmi Party said that you are believing a thug. Well, it doesn't matter where these allegations come from. The fact is these allegations are made and not for the first time.
Right.
If you remember in 2017, Kumar Vishwas said the same thing. He said Rajya Sabha seats are being sold by Aam Aadmi Party. We had evidences pointing in a similar direction during Punjab elections, and this has come up again. So this is a story which is pretty well linked. If you connect the dots, you come to a place where you realize Aam Aadmi Party pretends to be holier than thou, at the same time being extremely corrupt, siding with people who are behind bars.
It appeared, Ms. Charu Pragya, that the Prime Minister was hinting at pretty much that about what you're saying, because Mr. Giri, the question here is about the double standards allegedly on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party, which is why the Prime Minister made a reference to their own proclamations of being Kattar Imandar. I'll allow you just a short time, sir, to counter that, the Prime Minister's specific allegations of hypocrisy and double standards on part of the AAP.
Well, that is Prime Minister's opinion, and there is a big difference between rhetoric and reality in politics. But I wanted to counter a small material evidence produced by Charu Pragya. She said that she is a reasonable lady. She is relying on the pictorial evidence. But if Kejriwal's attending a meeting does not automatically...
I'm so sorry to our guests. We have to actually cut to a very short break. Of course, we'll also await official AAP reaction to what the Prime Minister said during that campaign in Himachal Pradesh. We'll slip into a short break. We'll come back with more on the other side. Stay tuned.